Did you ever get a piece of gear that you regret getting? Did you ever think, oh, I'm gonna invest and I'm gonna go above and beyond that, I'm gonna get the best of the best, and then all my problems are gonna be solved in that category forever? I had that quite a few years ago when I got this. The Analog Rytm MkII. This is a wonderful piece of gear. It has so much capability and things that it can do, and I have seen it in the hands of people who wield it well, and it's magical. It can do crazy things. And yet, it was sitting in my studio staring at me. And every time that I tried to work on it, I found myself working on it for about 5 minutes, realizing, oh, I want to do X, Y, or Z, realizing I don't know how to do it, going to the manual, coming back to it, going back to the manual, and before you know it, you're procrastinating by browsing social media or whatever. I started to build up over time the feeling that I just don't get this. And so about a year ago, I said, no, now is the time. I'm going to get properly into it. I set myself up with a live set, right? And this is kind of would be the master brain of all the drums. And the approach that I took was to load individual samples into all of these, and that would be my sound palette, so to speak. And then I would kind of program things on the fly and tweak it on the fly. What actually ended up happening was that I just had some fixed patterns that I triggered from here that I could mute and unmute. And basically the sound palette never really changed much. I never took any big daring leaps. It was always just turning on and off various sounds that were fine, but that didn't really touch me emotionally after a while. And then I was invited to ADE, to Symbiotic Sessions. Shout out to Actitect for organizing such a wonderful event. Basically, it's a live jam, right? With several electronic musicians. And every now and then, a different person takes lead of the low end or the drums and the low percussion. And so at one point, it was my turn, and I launched my sample. And I realized that through this sound system, due to however the kick sample interacted with the sound system, I just didn't like the way it felt. I wanted it to be either a little bit longer or a little bit shorter or a little bit deeper or a little bit higher, a little bit punchier, not punchier. And I'd locked myself in to a single kick sample. And that felt bad. What felt even worse in that moment was getting the request from Dave Meck, the conductor. Incredible character. Go check out his channel, by the way. Dave Meck came up to me and he said, Oscar, can you give us some kind of a rolling bass line on this? I was like, oh, yeah, I'm sure. In a normal situation I could, but it's too brainy for me right now. It's too intellectual. This thing was theoretically super capable, but I felt like I had no access to that in the moment. And so that was a very important moment for me to realize that I wanted to feel like I had a more direct sculpting relationship with the sounds and not basically have the ultimate potential of Ableton, but none of the immediacy of good controls at my fingertips.